the worst cell in the facility, known among detainees as the Hell Cell. Inside Cell 1, other inmates stared at me in disbelief. One of them asked, "Did you kill someone?" Another asked, "Were you caught with a gun?" Apparently, only the most serious offenders were sent to that cell. I was speechless. All I could mutter was, "It's a false allegation." Lessons from this section. 1. Never entrust items for sale without proof of ownership, e.g. receipts. 2. Keep original receipts and important documents safe. You never know when you'll need them. 3. Being innocent does not protect you from being accused. 4. Guilt by association is a real and dangerous thing. 5. The justice system can be reactive before being investigative. 6. Your presence at a police station can turn into detention, even without evidence. 7. Police may use unlawful detention tactics to pressure individuals. 8. Even family members can become indirect victims of a false accusation. 9. Your lifestyle, freelancer, introvert, non-confrontational, doesn't shield you from trouble. 10. You must be proactive in learning your legal rights. 11. Fear and worry don't always come from guilt. Sometimes from shock and confusion. 12. It's important to have a lawyer even if you believe you're innocent. 13. Never take police requests lightly, especially in high-risk cases. 14. The pain of injustice affects not only the accused, but the entire family. 15. Police sometimes look for scapegoats when they can't immediately trace the suspect. 16. Always verify the identity of people before involving them in your transactions. 17. Avoid unnecessary visits to the police station without legal representation. 18. False accusations can come from anywhere, even from people you've never met. 19. You can be connected to someone's crime unknowingly just by having a similar name. 20. When faced with unexpected events, remain calm, observant, and strategic. While I sat in detention, my family and legal team were scrambling to get me out. My lawyer, our family barrister, a close friend who worked as a police PRO, and even an assistant commissioner of police were all involved, each trying to pull the right strings. But despite their combined efforts, I wasn't released that night. Later that evening, I was called into the IPO's office. "Are you ready to make your statement?" he asked. "Yes," I replied, uncertain but determined to speak the truth. He brought out several documents and photos, describing them as evidence submitted by a petitioner, someone I still hadn't identified. The items included 1. A photo of my brother. 2. A photo of me. 3. A photo of my mother. 4. My brother's bank account number. 5th, a payment slip referencing a transaction involving a bank in Uganda. 6. A photo of someone described as my brother's partner. 7. My phone's IMEI number. 8. My home address. 9. Call logs that didn't look accurate. Items 1 to 4 struck me deeply. They were real and personal. But how did they end up in a case file? How were they tied to me? The IPO looked at me and said, "We've been watching this case since last year." Whether this was part of a pressure tactic or a true statement, I couldn't say. But it sent a cold shiver through me. He then showed me a photograph and said, "This is Mr. V." According to him, the petitioner lived outside the country and had filed a complaint claiming I built a Bitcoin trading website for him after being referred by someone he called Mr. M. He alleged that I defrauded one of his clients of $35,000 and shut the website down. But those names, Mr. V, Mr. M, meant nothing to me. As a freelancer, many clients used aliases, initials, or even business names. Most of them were people I'd never met physically. All I could do was be honest. "I don't know these people," I said. The IPO paused, then added, "There's a court order to detain you for 21 days. He didn't show it to me. I wasn't given a chance to verify or respond. At that point, I was just trying to understand what was going on. That night, back in my cell, my thoughts spiraled. Who was Mr. V? Could he be someone I worked with under a different name? Why were the documents describing a Bitcoin trading platform, while the IPO referred to it as an online banking site? I had more questions than answers. I requested to be moved from Cell 1, the most hostile cell, and was eventually transferred to Cell 9. By the grace of God and the kindness of the cell president, I was sometimes allowed to stay in Cell 5, which felt safer and more humane. That first night in Cell 5, I couldn't sleep. My eyes stayed open, fixed on the ceiling. I whispered to myself, "Lord, you know I haven't defrauded anyone. You know I'm not guilty." I couldn't shake the image of my wife, whom I'd seen earlier in tears. Just days ago, on May 24th, we got married. By May 29th, I was locked in a cell. That contrast, from wedding vows to a prison floor, was impossible to process. Something about that day had felt off. I even remember layering up before we left the house, wearing double innerwear, as if my spirit knew I wasn't coming back home that day. Then came the lawyer incident. Even before we got to the station, my wife had noticed strange behavior. The lawyer we hired seemed unusually familiar with the IPO. He insisted on receiving payment before escorting us, but didn't show up, sending a junior lawyer instead. On the ride there, she looked over and asked, "Do you know they might detain you today?" I remember thinking, that's what legal defense sounds like? Despite everything, Cell 5 gave me a sliver of hope. The inmates there shared stories, encouraged one another, and prayed together, morning and night. For a moment each day, we were not detainees. We were broken men clinging to faith. And faith was the only thing I had left to hold on to. Lessons from this section. 1. Being falsely accused can happen to anyone, even without direct involvement. 2. Interrogators can use psychological tactics to confuse or coerce you into admitting guilt. 3. Police may use unrelated or loosely linked information, e.g., your brother's identity, against you. 4. You have the right to remain silent. Don't admit or deny things under pressure without clarity. 5. Never assume people know the law. Always bring a knowledgeable lawyer. 6. Emotional control is crucial during high-pressure situations like false accusations. 7. Anything about your life online or in public, photos, addresses, accounts, can be weaponized. 8. Always separate your personal identity from those you work with, even family, in business matters. 9. Police might attempt to create false narratives. Hold your ground when you know the truth. 10. Tracking technology makes it easy for people to gather detailed personal information on you. 11th. A lawyer is not just a legal requirement. They should be informed, loyal, and tactical. 12. Even after doing honest work, a client can turn against you. Document your communications. 13. It's dangerous when you're unsure of who your past clients really were. Always record basic identity details. 14. Lack of facial familiarity in online business puts you at higher risk. Request voice or video confirmation for trust. 15. A single mistake in judgment can pull your whole family into trauma. 16. Even in unjust suffering, find small pockets of sanity, like prayer, talking to others, or journaling. 17. People in detention are not always criminals. Some are just unlucky or innocent. 18. Sometimes your freedom depends not just on your innocence, but your ability to defend it convincingly. 19. The justice system can favor money and influence over truth and fairness. 20. Above all, never give up hope, even when you're caged, confused, and falsely accused.